Hi everyone, my name is Mark Deere, and in today's video I wanted to talk about a quote I heard the other day, which was, "You can't steer a parked car, you need momentum." And I thought this is very true. You'll often see people that will get caught thinking about things, trying to make things happen, trying to make plays, but they're not moving forward. And if you're not moving forward, if you're not making some sort of progress, like taking action and making some sort of forward progress, then you're probably wasting your time, because as soon as you take a step in a direction, I talked about this in another video, which was called what to do when you don't know what to do. And this is kind of an extension of that. Once you take that step, now you have momentum and you can now make informed decisions, right? And I think a lot of people forget. They get caught in the planning stages, and I've been a little bit like this. I've been working on my website lately just because it's fun, and I'm trying to kind of have a place where I can get you guys to come, that's not YouTube if I want to send people somewhere. And I'm working on Candice's website too for her book. And I think it's one of those things where, like, I used to do it a lot, so it's like you get caught kind of doing research when I should just be doing it, So I'm saying this to myself as well. The quote resonated with me for a reason. And it's the same in life. Like, often you'll find people, it was like this when I did my master's degree. A lot of students, I'd go sit with them and we'd get coffee and they'd talk about, the movie they were gonna make and the screenplay they were gonna write. And then they'd say, "Oh, what are you doing, Deere?" And I'd say, "Well, I'm halfway through a script of this and it's about this." And they're like, "Oh yeah, blah, blah." And they'd poo-poo. And I'm like, "Well, but I'm halfway through a script. Like, you haven't written one word. You're just talking about how great it's going to be and how you're going to go to Hollywood and stuff." And so I kind of, not to say I'm the most doer I've ever met, because Candice is much more of a doer than me, but I certainly I don't think I get quite as caught in that trap of like talking about things all day rather than doing, And I certainly know you can't steer a parked car. You can't do it. It's got to be moving if you want to go in a direction. So yeah, I think like trying to think too much about what you're going to do, what you might do, how's this going to work, until you're moving, it's irrelevant, because you got to be moving to steer, to choose where you're going, because you're making a choice prematurely. And a lot of people do get caught in that trap, like where they prematurely think, "Oh, okay, I need to figure out what I'm going to do here. I need to figure out, what if I do that? What if I do that?" And being scared about the future, when the only step you can make is the step you make right now in this moment, and then you do the next step and the next step and the next step. I talked about in that same video, I think my old one or one of my videos, I talked about Tim Alby's idea about the next logical step. It's like, until you take this logical step, when you get to those things in the future that you're thinking about, it might not be a logical step. Like trying to steer the car from here, and we think, "Oh, well, we're going to have to turn left when we get to that corner up there." It's like, but we're not moving. Like, once we start going, a fire engine might come up through that road and block the road off, and then we have to go right. So what's the point of planning for that now? We don't know if there's going to be a fire engine or an ambulance. All we know right now is we need to start moving. And the only way to move is forward. And so we move, and then when we get to one of those bends, then we'll steer, right? And so yeah, so the analogy really, it's beautiful. Oh, it wasn't an analogy, it was a quote, but a beautiful analogy for creativity in general. When it comes to making things, to creativity, I'm not saying you should rush into things. I think that's something a lot of people early in their filmmaking career do, and I was the same. I was like, project, and you just lead yourself to burnout. I do think preparation time is very useful and does improve, the final outcome. But I think you could prepare, you can be working on a screenplay for 3 years when in that same 3 years you could have written 30 screenplays and made 10 films, So you need a balance. When you decide, yes, this is a project, this means something to me, this is the one I'm going to work on, that's when you take the next step, which is storyboard it or figure out locations, or be taking actual active steps to move forward and get it closer to completion, right? Rather than just talking about, "Oh, maybe we could use this location, we could use this location, we could just, okay, we need a bar, let's go ask 5 bars," right? And so you go, "Oh, we'll get a good bar, it'll be," you could sit for 6 months trying to figure out what bar you're going to shoot in, or you can just go talk to bartenders, right? Like, or bar owners. So that's probably all I have to say on that topic. It's just, yeah, a lot of people will try to steer a parked car and you can't do it. You got to be moving. And once you're moving, next step is, okay, now we can start making decisions. But it's pointless trying to make decisions if you're not moving anywhere. Like if you're just talking about it, thinking about it, you could just save your breath and relax in the car, because it's pointless thinking about steering if you're not moving. All right, that's it for today. Nice short video. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, I'm working on a documentary at the moment called Confessions of a Failed Filmmaker while I'm on long service leave from work. And yeah, I'm making progress with it. So as part of that, I'm sharing my process and my thinking as I work on these videos each day. as I work on the documentary, I should say. I'm making videos. I'm doing 100 videos in 100 days. So if you liked what you saw today, well, there's going to be 100 like it. There's a bunch I've already made and a bunch I still have to make before the 31st of December 2025. That's my 100 days. So I'm very excited. I'm moving forwards on it. And yeah, I really appreciate everyone who's subscribed so far. I appreciate everyone who's commented. I try to reply to every comment. It's been great. And yeah, I hope I'm helping some other people get motivated to work on their own creative projects moving into the new year. So yeah, if you're interested in creativity, filmmaking, I don't know, if you just want someone to talk at every day, because I'll be releasing a video every day, then I'm here. So I'd love it if you'd subscribe, like the video, leave me a comment, and yeah, I'll see everyone in the next one. Thanks, guys.